definitely,
Okay?
definitely. I just real fast, I just wanted to
Yeah.
find out your thoughts because I know there's a lot of mixed martial arts getting involved in professional boxing. And what's
Yep.
your thoughts on Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson?
Well, well, I mean, as soon as you say something like that, I want Mike Tyson to win. Only reason I say that is because, well, first off, I'm a fan of Mike Tyson's. Uh, Jake Paul is a social media influencer. He's a social media influencer. Here's three quick questions. How old is Jake Paul? And how tall is he? And what does he weigh? Did you know
For
that
this
offhand?
one, it's gonna yeah. I don't know offhand 100% as far as I know he's in his 20s, probably late 20s, and he's gonna be fighting within the 200-pound range. He put on weight for this particular fight
Oh, so
as
he's
far
he's
as weight.
he's normally like 180 pounds or something like that, or lighter.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Normally,
Well, see,
yep.
well,
100.
what I don't like about Jake Paul is he's an influencer that has been cherry picking these different MMA guys, and these MMA guys that are not nowhere near as good of a striker as what he is. He and his brother are good athletes. They spend a lot more time. They're social media influencers. They, as far as I know, they don't really work a real job. Their job is this social media stuff. And when you look at how much money they have made by cherry picking these certain MMA guys that they have fought and either have knocked out or beaten, sure, they gave that MMA guy the biggest payday of their career, but they took the MMA guy out of MMA and they put him into the sport of boxing to their strength. It would be just like me saying, well, I challenge Jake Paul to a submission grappling match to where, again, you say he's in his 20s.
Yeah,
I'm in my 60s. I'm 66. I'm basically three times his age.
correct, correct,
So, uh, would that be fair for Jake Paul to pick on this old man?
correct.
Is is that
No,
marketable? Is that marketable, Frank? Knowing that,
well,
I call bullshit on what I call bullshit because it's like, again, it's that concept. It's like, you know, and to me, it's like going unlimited time and any and all submission holds are legal.
right.
So again, that's where, you know, I I'm on the other side of the mountain. I'm going down. I mean, he's a young man. He's still going up the slope. I'm well on the other side. I mean, you know, I got some artificial parts already put into my body, stuff like that. So, but again, that's where
Uh,
I don't. So when you ask, when if I hear about that, my first thought, I want Tyson to fight because of what Jake Paul has done. I mean, it, I take my hat off. Very strategic move, stuff like that on his part. But again, he's cherry picking. And I guess I think the part that he thinks is justifiable is like, okay, but Frank, I also gave you your best payday so that you can wipe away your tears on these hundreds of thousands of dollars that you walked away with that you would have never made in your MMA career. So it's like a backhanded compliment, in a lot of ways. So it's the UFC now. I mean, if you're a main event athlete, you can walk away with a nice purse, but you still, just how we started this interview, you better be an athlete that is intelligent about how you take your money, what you put your money into, so that when you finally do come to retirement, you still have something left to retire to. So,
Correct. Correct.
so again, I
Definitely
try to,
agree.
I don't try to be mean to people, but it's kind of like going, but there's sometimes it's kind of like, well, at least sit up straight and pay attention, and you know. But again, the Paul brothers overall, I'll say they've been good because they've awakened a lot of people to know that you can use this social media in a lot of different ways. Um, it's just some of the tactics I think are just a little, just not very kind. That's all. Just not very kind. And I would say
Gotcha.
to people that you're going to be remembered not for your wealth, because that doesn't matter. What it all boils down to is what kind of a person were you? And I know because I've been asked this question a few times. They're like, what do you want to be remembered for, Dan Severn? I thought about that. And the first time they asked for a question, I said, let me ponder that for a day. Because I go, you're asking very, very definitive. It's like, what do you want put on your tombstone? What will you always be remembered for? And I got back to the guy, I said, I only want to be known for one thing. I made a difference. That's all. I made a difference. I'm trying to make that same thing even into my children's lives. I'm trying to make that into my grandchildren's lives, because they've seen basically an absentee parent out of me, because I worked Monday through Friday, working my normal job, my training facility, out of my property. But when does those classes take place? They all take place in the evening when everyone is out of school or off work. Then Dan Severn goes away on the weekends and does his professional matches, and does his cage fights. When do all family functions take place? Usually during the weekends. And so I'm gone every weekend, bringing home the bacon, making sure that the roof stays over their head. There's food on the table. They don't, as a young child, they don't understand that. As they're older now and they're starting their own families, now they're starting to realize, how did Dad do it? Dad didn't get a whole lot of sleep. Dad didn't get a whole lot of training. Dad went without insurance for so many years, knowing that I had to make myself invincible mentally and physically. Can't get hurt
Gotcha.
because I got no health insurance. Every time that my kids went to the dentist, that was called cash out of pocket. So when their teeth were coming out, and they're saying, "Well, I'm gonna put this underneath my pillow for the tooth fairy," I'm thinking, I want to put it underneath my pillow. I need to shake down the tooth. I need to shake down the tooth fairy.
Yeah, yeah.
So again,
Don't get enough credit, man.
on that last little note there, Frank, let's call it for tonight. And
Yep.
you got a lot of good material, and we'll go to part two at another time.
Okay, not a
All right.
problem.
All
Thank you
right.
very much.
Thank you, Frank. Have a good evening.
Take care.
Yeah. Bye.
You too.